inside the box, at least from my standpoint, inside the box is the laser.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time it would be a helium neon tube. It had a diameter about so big, a length about that long.
And that's what was bought from Spectrophysics.
Yes, we bought from Spectrophysics, and we actually looked at Hughes at one time, and even Metrologic. But eventually we bought from Spectrophysics.
Okay.
And so it had the laser, and it had a rather large laser power supply. When I say large, the people that designed power supplies for these boxes designed them to withstand the nuclear blast. That seemed to me they were really huge, much larger than they had to be, in my opinion. But the laser power supply, and then you had the electronics for driving these devices, and then you had the optics following the laser, and then the two torsion deflectors placed at 90 degrees to each other so the beam would create the Lissajous pattern, and then after the beam went up to the top, you had the scan window itself, and then below the scan window is this photomultiplier tube, and it has its power supply, and then after the photomultiplier tube is the electronics to take the signal that you got from the photomultiplier tube, the PMT, and that one is digitized and decoded.
And how big was the electronics? Just a board or two, or was it?
Yeah, I never paid much attention to this thing.
What I'm really getting to is most of the area inside there was just empty space.
Oh yeah, that was the big thing when people, if you had seen Spectrophysics first scanner, it consisted of what they called the, it was a raster scan pattern, I forget the term, the stitch bars pattern, that's right. They had a stitch bar, and that got them into safety problems. They had stitch bars, they broke up the bars. And that was created by a device that was about this big, that had a rotating polygon here of mirrors, and another rotating polygon of mirrors, and it was a big kludge of a thing. And they had this, what they called a telecentric lens, so that the pattern would not spread one way out, but hit this big massive lens and come out with a pattern that projected like this, so it didn't spread apart. And so it was a lot of stuff inside their thing. And we had the back panel on one of the shows. We had the back panel where a scanner opened. And people looked at, where's that it? Because these two little devices did everything.
Yeah.
Created this pattern, whereas they had all these big rotating mirror systems.